this is a test piece, maybe a final, but it's a test piece for now. What I've done, I've taken and laid out some balsa coring across the deck here. And this is going to be cut off because it's way too wide for what we need right now. This is a piece that I got from a guy. I bought, for 18 bucks, I bought a box of this piece and a whole bunch of scraps to go with the other stuff that I ordered from Jamestown Distributors. And so what I've done, I've snugged it up here, and I've taken my grandfather's old rule and laid it, see, and I just moved that, laid it down here like this, and then I just slide it along the toe rail and let the pencil go right at the top of that all the way. See, like I said, I moved this a little bit, but anyway, this piece right here, this line right here, is perfectly lined up with the toe rail. In other words, it's following the same contour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this off and see how that fits up against it, see how accurate that is, because what's going to happen is this part of this is going to extend back underneath here, because this is a hollow out that goes onto the side deck. We'll see. Okay, let me experiment with this and I'll get back to you. But so far, I like this method of using my grandfather's old straight rule here and just dragging it along to give myself a line that is exactly parallel to the toe rail. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, well, I got this cut out on the curve, and I had this diagonal of uneven pieces. Actually, it's going back into a thinner and thinner strip along this back edge. And what I did, I cut all of it off up to here. Okay, and this is what, after I sand this is what's going to insert back into there like that. And this edge, after it's sanded, will insert under this edge. And then this, I don't know if you can tell, once this is sanded and back underneath there, hang on, let me just pull it up. This will all lay nice and flat along with the cabin front. So we're going to give that a shot. I'm going to go get my sander and give this all a sand along the edge. It doesn't take but a second to do that because it's balsa. It's very, very light, very easy to sand off. And let's just see how it goes. Like I said, this is experimental this morning. We're letting that harden up over there. It did not dry overnight very well because it was completely covered. Didn't have sunshine, didn't have air. It was basically completely blocked off. So I'm hoping that with a little bit of sunshine we have today, that's going to be able to cure and we'll be all set. Anyway, yeah, by the way, just let me turn this around. By the way, this is supposed to be a rain day, and lo and behold, it came out sunny this morning, and yeah, you can't tell here on Cape Cod. It changes from one day to the next. So this is going to be an extra day that we weren't planning on. Tomorrow is going to be rain, no doubt about it. But for today, we're going to make use of what we got, and we're still going to be out of here at 3 o'clock to go over to the nursing home to see my dad. So let me get that sander and see if we can't get some work done here. Well, I learned one thing. The sander works very, very efficiently and takes it down very quickly, but it's a little rough on it. This is a very old piece of coring. I'm going to use this as a template because I've already got the line struck and everything like that. And kind of the measurements are all there. I'm going to use this as a template for a new piece of coring that I bought from Jamestown Distributors, and just kind of lay this on there, see how I can put the pieces together, as it were. And I've got to learn to do this faster because I'll never be done with this. So I'm going to start using the sander. I'm going to start using my Dremel multi-tool to do the cuts. Otherwise, it's just going to take forever. Cutting it by knife is just not going to do it. So anyway, I'm going to go get some equipment in the house. Actually, we got to go get some new coring. some new coring that I got from Jamestown, and do a matchup and see if we can make this thing work with the newer stuff. I want to show you what we've done so far. Get that cut in, and comes out here, all along here, fits nicely back in there. Yeah, that's a really good template. So next time I may just go ahead and see if I can't cut a piece that incorporates all of this out to there and then over, and one more piece. But this back, I wanted to get this template cut. I think this is going to be fairly easy once I get, now that this is cut, like this can transfer right onto a brand new piece. I don't know. Looks pretty stinking good just like it is. We'll think about that, guys. This is the template that I cut day before yesterday, before the rain came in. And this is finishes the back third of the foredeck. And what I've done here is take this old piece that I had bought off a guy, and I've lined it up with the newer coring that I bought from Jamestown distributors, and it's lined up just about as precisely as it can be. And all I've got to do is draw a pencil mark all the way around this and do the cutout. And once the cutout is all done, then I've got to taper the edges so that it fits up underneath the edge. This over here will fit precisely into the old original coring that I already cut out for. This is, like I said, this is just darn perfect. And so that's going to work out really well. But anyway, that's where we're at. And I'm going to go ahead and pencil this and hope that my penciled retrace of the original template comes out as well as the template, because this template really fits nice. And so anyway, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll get this penciled, and we'll see if we can't cut this as accurately as possible. So this is all traced. I had extended this line out with the thought of maybe extending this on out and using all of this. But the thing is, this template is a good template, solid, and I think it's just going to be easier. I don't want to take any chances of extending beyond this. And well, there's a split line right here at the cutoff, and so I'll be able to just go ahead and cut, go ahead and just cut the webbing underneath this and get this a nice even thing all the way across. It'll fit the template. So I think that's the way we're going to go. And this is good and solid here. I got a nice line on it. And this is good on this end, so yep, I think we're good. This is how we're going to do it. Well, I got it all cut, and I did it with my new case knife. This is extremely sharp. Balsa is really easy to cut, except in dark sections like that, and that is harder. It's still balsa. And it's still end grain, but yeah, those darker areas are definitely harder. So anyway, I got it's all done. And the only thing left to do now is use a sander on the edges and give it a bevel. This over here just locks into the original coring that we're leaving in place. So that doesn't have to be beveled at all. But right here, that and that section down at the bottom there, those have all got to be beveled with a sander so that they'll fit in underneath that edge. Once that's all done, this piece is complete. This is the one that's going in place as opposed to the template that we cut earlier. And then we're ready to move on and put a brand new piece above this, and you head on up toward the bow. I think we're going to be adding another, oh good grief, is it 18 inches? I forgot. I'm going to go check. But anyway, this one's ready to go in, except for the sanding. Well, it's 3:30, no, 3:15 in the afternoon, and finally back on board. I did get the the new piece cut that's going to be taking the place of the template that we did. And that's ready to go in as soon as I do the sanding and the tapering. And then we'll go ahead and take the tarp off the bow of the boat. One of the reasons I'm not out here till 3:15 in the afternoon is it's been flirting with rain and, you know, spitting. There's a little bit of rain here and there. It's just forget it. Everything stays buttoned up until this is gone. So theoretically, we're all done with that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my sander here and get down, probably do this on the back deck, and sand that bevel into the edges so that we can go ahead and see if this new final copy of the coring fits for the back portion of the foredeck there. Anyway, okay, so let's grab the sander and we'll get out of here and go see if we can't get that sanded out. Okay, so we're finally back out here. The rain has apparently ceased, so we got to get this sanding done on this back edge first. This is the part that goes back under the side deck. So I'm gonna get this right here and see if we can't get it to do it right. I think that'll do it. Now you just got to get this long edge that goes underneath the over next to the tow rail. This is going to be a little more sensitive because I don't want to break anything off in the process of doing the sanding. Okay. I should have glued that in place. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I just cut myself like crap. Oh well, whatever. Gotta go get a Band-Aid. Well guys, it fits like a glove. I shed a lot of blood to get this. Man, that sander did a wicked cut right across the top of my thumb knuckle. Whatever. At least I'm all bandaged up thanks to my good wife. And this came out very, very well. Next step, I'm going to go ahead and fit another piece that's going to take in the rest of that. That's my old section of coring, still good. This piece is going to come out past that, then back to the back to port over there and underneath that area, and all the way across to starboard over here. And right now, I got to go pick up my mother at the hairdresser, so I'm not going to be able to start this at the moment. But boy, I feel good about this. My thumb is killing me, and I lost a lot of blood. But you know what? You know, like I said, no project is worth doing unless you lose some blood over it. So, oh well. Moral of the story is, if you're using a sander, keep your hands out of the way. If it happens to catch just a little bit and it spins it back toward you, man, that can cut the stew out of you. Yeah, okay, I'll learn from that. Good evening. I come downstairs here to spread out the next piece of coring because I want to be able to get this flattening overnight, and that way it'll be a little more cooperative when I start lining everything up and trying to cut it tomorrow up on the boat. But in the meantime, a little update on the sander cut on my thumb. I went to the doctor, And I normally don't go to the doctor. I just try not to do that. I went to the doctor, and lo and behold, I had to have 4 stitches. So anyway, like I said, no project is worth doing if you don't lose a little blood over it. And right now, even though I took a couple Advil, and they put pain stuff right into it initially before they stitched it, but I'll tell you what, that didn't. That's not helping at all. Even after a couple Advil, I'm still feeling the ouch. Okay, so this is laying out for tonight. Tomorrow we're going to get up on the boat. Thankfully, tomorrow there will not be no rain. The stupid rain this afternoon completely messed me up. I had to quickly cover the bow of the boat because I had that new section that I was working on. I had it all in place up there. It looked so good. Well, I rushed back home after picking up my mom at the hairdresser because I had to get up there and cover everything up before, the brand new coring got wet. So, and it was damp, but didn't hurt it that bad. All right, guys, we'll see you in the morning. We're going to be up on the deck and start working on a brand new piece of coring that's going all the way across. And this is going to make a major chunk going forward. And I'm not sure that we're even going to need that hole. There's one more roll over there. See it underneath the table? One more roll of coring, and we're not going to need all of it at all because it's going to be up in the bow by then, up in the peak. Anyway, okay, guys, see you in the morning. I'm up here on the deck, and I have my first piece half cut. I got it all cut in. You can see the really nice, clean. This, by the way, these are not square corners. I had to very carefully measure them out and get the angles right. And then I've got this cut off here. What I am going to do, because these things, the fabric that these are on with is a netting down below, and it is very fragile and it lets go. So I'm going to take this piece right here and literally just glue it on. This piece right here and glue it on. Once that's glued, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to move over to the other side and start cutting over here. Later on, after those are glued in place and the glue is set, I'll go ahead and sand the edge of this, bevel it, so that we can tuck it back underneath this lip here. But for right now, nice job. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be patting myself on the back, but boy, that's nice and clean. Very, very well done. So everything is going to fit very nicely together, like a big old jigsaw puzzle. It just, hopefully it fits perfectly. Then I got to get over here and work on this one over here on the starboard. But for right now, port looks good. I'm going to go get some glue, got that glued on, and we're going to move on. Well, this is all fitting up very nicely. The starboard side is tucked. This is all nice and neat through here. This is the only thing we got left is thinning this edge to be able to sit underneath the lip here. But I glued this. I don't want to lose this because this is part of what has to go back under the lip. I glued this solid with some aliphatic resin, actually, whatever, Elmer's wood glue or Type Bond, either one. Type Bond until recently was nothing but aliphatic resin. Now they got a couple of different versions out. But anyway, so I'm going to let this wait till after lunch. It's a little bit late for lunch now. I'm going to go grab a quick bite. I'll be back out and I'll sand this edge and tuck this, and then we'll be done with this piece. This basically gets us all the way from the front of the cabin out to here. So all we've got left is right from here up into the peak, up into the bow. So, all right, this is it. I'm going to let this go ahead and harden. It actually is pretty good now, but I want it to harden a little more before I sand it. Otherwise, that's going to go whipping right off of there as soon as the sander hits it. So, all right, well, making progress here. This is looking good. All right, piece number 2 is in place. All tapered fit. Oh my goodness. I love it. I thought I'd never get to this point, but we're getting there. And boy, you talk about a fit. I don't mean to be boasting, but that is a fit. So, this is all we got left to do right up here. I'm not gonna get to that today. We're gonna go up to the nursing home, see my dad. But then after that, we're gonna go grab some supper down at Seafood Sam's, which will be a wonderful family outing. And I'll get back to this first thing tomorrow morning. So, fantastic. Well, guys, the piecework is all done. That's all of it. Entirely new coring, except for this one original piece right here. And that's all very nicely fit around. Anyway, came out great. I love it. I love it. The piece up to the starboard up there, the forward piece up to the starboard, what I had to do, I had to cut it in two pieces. The one piece to fit up under the very front of the bow up here, and then the rest of it had to slide in like this. Otherwise, there was no way I could do it all as one piece. That's all right. Even as three pieces, you can't tell. And by the time that thing gets epoxied in, it's going to be golden. All right, this is all looking really, really good. I can't believe it. We are done with fitting the new coring. So, good news. I got to take a couple of pictures and text it to my friend Ryan and get his thoughts on it. And we're moving on. I don't know. We could conceivably lay this deck tomorrow if everything is a go. All right, let me go ahead and take a couple pictures, and then I'm going to move on here. I'm just so excited. Well, guys, this is where the new coring spent the night last night, so it would not pucker. Just nice and dry, ready for the day, because today we're going to be laying deck and looking forward to it. This is lay day. This is the day we put down all that coring that I cut, and I've got everything all swept off the deck here. Ryan's going to be over about 11 o'clock, and we're going to start laying some coring. We've got all of the supplies down here. I'm going to put them onto a card table and get everything set up so that once we get started, it'll all go as one hopefully smooth, continuous process. So anyway, right now I'm going to start hitting everything with acetone. Probably hit it one more time just before we start laying down the coring, but hey, it's a good day. We spent a long time getting here, and it's about time we get a little coring down on this boat and start putting the deck together. Say it, we didn't record one single bit of all the work we just did, but let me turn this around. I'm going to let you talk to Ryan, or I'm going to let Ryan talk to you, and the deck is done. Now, let's put it this way: all the new coring is down. It ain't going nowhere. So let me turn this around. I'm going to have Ryan do a little interview here. There he is.
Okay. Well, Randy has taken this boat from a derelict to maybe, rivaling the Queen Mary, I think.
Yeah, right.
Is really where we're at this point. So what happened today was we showed up, and it was like a what do you call it? Tornado happened, right? There was thickened epoxy being flown all over the place, and there was mixing buckets all over the place. No, we just basically Randy and I took turns filling buckets, and we put down thickened epoxy on the pan, what he calls the pan, and then we made sure to wet out the balsa core on the bottom. And I have to say, this type of project is the kind of project that gets completed because of the prep. And Randy, if you ever need prep done, Randy's the guy to do it, because this was like none other. I mean, it was going together, and this is never coming apart. So what we have now, we have the balsa core has been put in place. You've also seen the pictures of the balsa core, how it's set up and stuff like that. We've put plastic wrap on top of it now, and just weighting this down for now to kind of let it set and make sure that it adheres really good to that bottom pan. So whoever takes this boat in another 50 years can dig up that rotten core just like Randy did for the last 6 months.
Anyway, well, listen, Ryan, thank you, man. This has been a joy. Here's the thing, guys. Ryan and I, once we got moving, you can't stop. And we got going. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I I've got thickened epoxy to get spread. I've got coring. You know, there was just so much. Just all had to be done.
I reminded him though several times. Hey, look, you're gonna let your fans down here.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll tell you what, guys. When we take up this plastic, we'll let you take a look at what it looks like. Although you know what it looks like because I already showed you what it was before. Ryan, thank you, man. God bless. Appreciate you. We appreciate all your hard work. This whole thing went together in about what, 3 hours?
No. It was like less than an hour.
No way.
Yep, we started a little after 11:45.
Yeah.
And by 1 o'clock we were headed to lunch.
Okay. Well, this, you know what it is. Like I said, I think a big part of it was that just the prep work was all done.
It was all done perfectly.
Yeah.
You did a really good job with the prep work.
All right.
So
anyway.
next up is.
Next up is grinding these edges down, getting the bevel in, and then getting some cloth down. And unfortunately, that's not going to be with this trip. So, but anyway, again, Ryan, thank you. Ryan's got to go. He's got to go. Got some family responsibilities to take care of.
Yep.
Ryan, God bless. Appreciate it, brother.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.